Hey, Don Kartel, what's going on? This is your homeboy, Kid Swagger. Mr. Don Kartel, I'm going to give you 10 tips on how you can improve yourself as a rapper. Tip number 10, stop spending so much time in church. A lot of my homeboys, I showed them your channel, and they're like, this guy's way too heavy in the Jehovah's Witness type of stuff. Shining like a chandelier. I think my homie Dizzy Dog, he could really perform that well. If you would send me the lyrics to that song, I tell you, we could tear things up, bro.
So, Milkman, it's obvious to me that like some of your main influences are Pigeon Johnny, Lil Wayne. So far as your Grind and Shine song, I liked it at first, and then after listening to it a couple times, it feels just so repetitious.
Tip number 9, I'm constantly telling rappers this. We're not in the 90s anymore. This isn't the gangsta rap era. We don't have to worry about talking to the police.
Yeah, I was totally going along with you. A lot of people are gossiping about total crap, but then you started talking about snitching, and one thing about snitching is just saying straight out that somebody's committing a crime. Maybe that guy should be behind bars. Like I mentioned before, that you sounded like Lil Wayne. I think you're ready for some vocoder effects over your voice. That's gonna maybe help your flows out a little bit better.
Tip number 8: don't wear the same gold chain in every video. It makes it look like you're broke, and that isn't good for business.
Hey, the human chandelier. I think you're pretty good, just starting off, getting your feet wet and everything. I think if you try to be more like Bus Driver and stuff, I think you'd have a really good chance of making something that a lot of people would like to hear. You made mention of the fact that you rap off beat, like you do it on purpose. Hearing some of your music and stuff, it sounds definitely like what you're talking about.
Tip number 7, don't hate the underground. That's what my roots are. That's probably what a lot of big rappers' roots were. Don't make fun of the underground because you'll lose customers. A lot of people are glorifying the idea that you're a songwriter turned rapper. I think you should go back to your roots. You should go back to being a songwriter. That's really where your strength is at right now.
I know you've only been rapping for a little while, maybe a month or two. I think over time your punchlines will get a lot better, and your delivery will get a little bit better over time and everything. And I really want to encourage you to keep going forth and doing what you're doing, man.
Your cousin Blunt, that guy's the best rapper I ever heard. Give some of your best lyrics to him. See if he can get you guys this money you guys been waiting for. Tip number 6. You're nowhere right now, and the most important thing for you to realize is that you're nowhere.
Yeah, I think Martin Luther King said it best. Those who constantly brag about all they have nothing. And that song, Wrist Ice, I think you made a lot of mentions relative to that.
It's really apparent by every single song that you have written and rapped that you spend a lot of time in church. And being that you're trying to be so commercial, that's going to hurt things a little bit. So, we'll take 3 weeks off from church and then see what you come up with lyrically.
Yeah, I went to your site, and then I noticed something, pretty interesting that a lot of people, I don't think would do. You have your little brother in the group, and I think that's pretty cool. A lot of people, would be like, my kid brother, he's not good enough or whatever else, and you just invite him with opening arms, and he's one of the group now.
Tip number 5. It's about as confusing to me as a pig with a cell phone as to why you're not using more vocoder. Everybody's using vocoder these days. You should too. Now you're telling us you're all about the money. That's totally commendable. But in order to get the money, we have to sound like the people on the radio. So the first thing you need to do is get that vocoder up and running. Because I need you sounding like Lil Wayne. Don't you want to sound like me? Listen how cool I sound with the vocoder on. Hey Milkman, have you heard of Pigeon Johnny before? Because as soon as I saw the videos on your channel, that's the first name that came to my mind. Pigeon Johnny. Is this guy related to Pigeon Johnny? I started doing a little research and I saw that you were not related to Pigeon Johnny. Tip number 4. A lot of people going around saying that you're a better writer than you are a rapper. And I have to agree with them. Give me some of your lyrics for free. I'll rap them, and maybe we can make a little scratch off of that. You Jamaicans love to paintball, and I think that it would be so exciting, and it would help to sell a lot of albums, and I've done this myself, if you rapped at a paintball convention. Now, I heard you say that there's nothing that you'd rather do than make a bunch of rap songs, but a couple of your friends on your friend list are telling me that you're only spending, 6-7 hours a week. Trust me, buddy, you could be spending a lot more time on your rap. Now I know you focus more on the local, but here in Texas, in the United States, you wear those big red socks like that and you piss off the Texas syndicate, the gang here. So maybe you might want to tone down those red socks so you can get little customers over here, less enemies over here. Tip number 3. Stop trying to be like 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? You don't sound anything like him, you don't look like him, you don't come from his background. You're Jamaican. I've been in the business for God knows how long. Your little brother, killer rapper. He's tearing shit up, but he needs some lifts. I've been in the rap business for a long time, and you're bad-mouthing snitching, and that's where I got to draw the line. I love rap. It's what I do. It's what I was born to do. It's what I was built to do. But I ain't gonna lie. I've snitched on all kinds of people, you know.
So, Milkman, I like where you're going with this, and I like the commercial aspect you have for this. You're appealing to the mass audience. That's where you want to be for that big money.
Tip number 2. You need at least 6 mixtapes before you have any shot of being really recognized. And you only have 2. So you need to start putting a couple more hours in a week on your rap if this is your bread and butter. Now, Jamaican rap, a lot of people will say, there's no future in it. You know, and that seems to be what you're all about. But you start trying to emulate Bus Driver more, and I assure you, you're going to start fucking rolling the money. So you got 2 mixtapes under your belt, you know, and I got like 19 under my belt. And when you hit like 7 and 8, I assure you, you're going to really know who you are as a rapper. And I was just curious if you give out your lyrics for free. Because I know a lot of people that I think that could really bring the best out of those lyrics. If you see the email up on the screen right there, you can just send me some lyrics for free. Tip number 1. Cut down on the smoking. I hear the song Grind and Shine, and it's really noticeable that you're a heavy smoker. So, you know, in 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to sound like Ja Rule or some shit. And Ja Rule's not the type of rapper that I'm hearing do good these days. If I give you tips to make your money, tips to get your honeys, tips to help the little guy blow up like a missile in the sky, raising from the manure in the sewer to morph into an iconic figure, I figure I've done my duty. Giving those who need it the most the ghost of a chance, the ghost of a chance, the ghost of a chance.